Well, that was weird, wasn't it? Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Kevin Zwicker from Fast Count coming at you. Before I get into this video, please remember to hit the like button and subscribe. Hit the like button, subscribe. Hit the like button, subscribe. Weird is the best way to describe many moments that have taken place since The Rock has become one of the board members of TKO. The Rock has made a big impact since he's become the final boss character and has really been involved in the WWE. Now, one of the talking points coming out of WrestleMania 41 was the lack of an appearance by The Rock. And personally, for me, I knew we weren't going to get The Rock as soon as we saw Steve Austin come out and announce the attendance. Because why would you blow such a potential moment where you can have Steve Austin and The Rock face off one more time? That was a dead giveaway in my mind that we weren't going to get The Rock. And coming out of WrestleMania 41, a lot of people have been giving a negative reaction to this show. Now, as soon as the show was announced and we got the card and all this, I knew that it was going to be a very tough mountain for them to climb to try to be better than WrestleMania 40. Because WrestleMania 40 is probably going to go down as one of the all-time greatest WrestleManias of all time. So this was going to be a steep challenge for them. But we've gotten a lot of negative reaction coming out the show. And in the wee hours of the night yesterday, it was announced that The Rock would be appearing on Pat McAfee's show. Now, as soon as that went down and the announcement came out, I knew what this interview was going to be. This was going to be a damage control interview for The Rock. And one of the things that, if you pay attention to how The Rock moves and the things that he does, he is very, very conscious and very careful about his image. And anytime you see something negative come out about The Rock, or he has a negative perception from the masses, he really goes into damage control mode. And this interview that he did with Pat, it really felt as if he was kind of trying to throw Triple H and TKO under the bus because of how it went down and why people are being negative about it. And another thing that this interview did was it confirmed a lot of the reporting that Dave Meltzer was saying, right? And I know a lot of people like to dunk on the guy, but we got to give him his credit when it's due. Dave has been reporting for the last several months that The Rock's not going to be at Mania. Wasn't at Mania. He reported that The Rock wanted Cody Rhodes to turn heel. The Rock came out and admitted that he wanted Cody Rhodes to turn heel. He came out and reported that Triple H and the creatives behind his team were pushing for it to be Cena. The Rock admitted that he pushed for it to be Cena. So, and another thing that he did, which I thought was just like why would you even do that? He basically spoiled Cody Rhodes' art going forward. He talks about Cody Rhodes going to be on this chase to regain the title, and that at some point he wants Cody Rhodes to turn heel. And outside of Ari Emanuel, The Rock is the most powerful man in the WWE. So when The Rock says that, it's going to go down, right? He has a lot of stroke around that place. And he talks about this story about how Ari Emanuel hit him up, and he says, Rock, ticket sales aren't doing so well for the Elimination Chamber, what can we do to get you involved? And then Rock pitches this soul storyline, right? So confirmed what a lot of people thought and what I personally thought, that they just basically hot shot at that angle. Didn't have any follow-up with it. And it was basically, Rock, we need this hot angle. We'll pick up the pieces later and figure things out as we go. And I know that Triple H, a guy who has prided himself on being this long-term booker, is somebody who's a wrestler who has this extensive background of being in the business. I know that has to drive that guy freaking nuts, that he had to be involved in that. One thing that people haven't really been talking about a lot, it is something that I noticed off the rip, that during the Triple H's hour-long Hall of Fame speech, he didn't thank The Rock one time during that speech. That doesn't go past my nose. I noticed that, Triple H, right? So I know that that arrangement has to drive the guy nuts, right? And what this ultimately confirmed to me is that The Rock is somebody who has 1 foot in the door and 1 foot out. And that shouldn't be shocking to anybody. That's been the case for a while. But anytime that The Rock gets this negative press, whether it's due to his, his movie career, a movie not doing well, or people not enjoying it, or something going on, where it comes to his branding or his images, wrestling was always the place to me where he could go and he'd be golden. But it seems as if now people are starting to catch on to that. People are now starting to see a little bit more behind the curtain and not liking what they're seeing. I don't like corporate Dwayne. I don't like this, baby kissing, TKO corporate individual. I like the jabroni beating pie eating eyebrow raising, I like that guy, right? The Rock is a guy who is going to be on the Mount Rushmore of professional wrestling probably forever. He's a top 5 personal favorite wrestler of myself, but this wasn't good. It was weird, and it just wasn't a good look by The Rock, and that's what we got. An interview that was 100% damage control, and him spoiling Cody Rhodes' arc to me was just insane. And another thing that was just so crazy for me to hear him say was he said that he didn't want to be involved in the main event of WrestleMania, that he feels as if the final boss's chapter is done because he didn't want to ruin John Cena and take away attention from him capturing 17. Well, I can argue the fact that him not being there drew attention and distracted people from John Cena winning 17. That's what a whole bunch of people were talking about. The fact that Travis Scott was there, a non-wrestler, who I thought his only connection to this storyline was the fact that he was with The Rock at the Elimination Chamber coming out to help John Cena. I think a whole bunch of different points that he tried to make contradicted himself. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Did you watch the interview? Did you enjoy it? What do you think about this? Do you like The Rock a little bit more after this interview? Do you like him less? Do you feel the same as you did before? Let me know in the comment section. Guys, I am Kevin Zwicker. I'm out.